morning everybody, this is your embryologist from ESHA IVF Fertility Center. Today I am here to talk to you about a very simple topic, that how embryo assessment is done and how is it related in success of an IVF cycle. When we say IVF, there are two types of IVF procedure. What is done? One is conventional IVF, which is in vitro fertilization. In this, one egg is inseminated with 30 to 40,000 of sperm, and one potent sperm enters the egg and forms fertilization. When there's one more technique which is advanced called as ICSI, that is intracytoplasmic sperm injection. In this, what we do is, there's one saying that women get to choose a handsome man. In this, the embryologist chooses a handsome man, slashes his tail, and then puts in the egg of the patient, and then therefore the fertilization happens. So fertilization is marked by appearance of male and female nuclei. It looks somehow like this. This is male and female nuclei, which shows that the egg and sperm has fused and then formed a fertilization state. So what happens when day 2 and day 3 and day 4 happens? Day 2, something like 2 to 4 cell is expected. Day 3, something like 8 to 6 cell is expected. Day 4, something is called as compaction is expected. That is, all cells are clubbed and together. And day 5, which is a very important stage, something called as blastocyst is formed. In blastocyst, what happens is, this is the ICM which forms a baby proper, our baby, and this is the trophectoderm cell which forms the placenta, which is the connection between mother and the baby. So this is the scientific part of embryo assessment. So let me tell you in a layman thing. When a baby is 2-year-old, she or he is supposed to have definitive height and weight and BMI. So similarly, when an embryo is growing, so in the respective days, it is supposed to have a specific cell number or symmetry of the cell, or there is no fragmentation. That's a small bit place it is seen. So that's how the embryo grading is done, based on its cell number, symmetry of the cell, fragmentation, and how it is progressing. Say for an example, if your embryo is on day 3 stage, it is expected to be at least in 7 to 8 cell stage. That means the embryo is following the timeline. So we grade it as grade A or B based on the symmetry of the embryo. Again, this is very subjective. Each lab follows different assessment technique. However, the cell number assessment symmetry remains the same. So how is the embryo assessment related to success rate? So when we say embryo transfer, there are two types of transfer which we can do. One on day 3, third day of post-op view done, or 5th day of post-op view done. Third day of post-op view done, what we do is we transfer in the uterus 8 to 6 cell of embryo, that is embryo with 6 or 8 cell, and put back in the uterus. So therefore the development to blastocyst compaction happens. In day 5, what we do is we put in something called as blastocyst stage. Like this is the stage which we transfer, and then therefore the implantation happens. So what is the difference between day 3 and day 5 transfer? Day 3, something called as day 3 is not a very advanced stage transfer. However, day 3 also, when we do a transfer, there is a possibility of patient falling pregnant because it is also a potent embryo. What is the advantage of day 5 embryo? So between day 3 to day 5, something called as embryonic genomic activation takes place. What is embryonic genomic activation? In this, what happens is the sperm and the egg genome activates, and it is called as something called as baby genome. That is our potent baby genome form. So say you have 8 good embryos or 6 good embryos on 3rd day of your embryo growth. You might not have all 6 developed into a advanced stage. You might have all 6, 4, 2 or 1. Sometimes there is a rarest scenario that like this we would generally see in 2 to 3% of population of the patient who go for IVF, that nothing might progress into a advanced stage. So when I say day 3 to day 5 transfer advantage, so day 3 when we do a transfer, God forbidden, if the patient does not fall positive, then we don't know if it is a uterine factor or an embryo factor. When we do a 5th day transfer, what happens is we know that definitively embryo has grown morphologically it has grown to an advanced state, it is supposed to give us pregnancy, then we will dig deeper if the patient does not fall pregnant through this. So what we do is, we check the uterine receptivity, we check the genetic testing of the embryo. Again, genetic testing is another vast topic which I will talk to you in our next live session, in the coming live sessions. So in the conclusion, I would like to say, whenever you are going for IVF, one very important thing is to have the positive mindset when you're going to a doctor or an embryologist. You should have full faith in them, and you should believe in them and go with a positive attitude, so everything will fall in place. Thank you. Have a great evening. Bye bye.